Hi there, boys and girls. Mr. Eagle is here to help us learn a fun new game called Tanagrams. Tanagrams are a kind of puzzle. Well, this sounds interesting, Mrs. Neve. Tell us more. Well, they're puzzles that involve shapes. Oh, do they have my favorite shapes? That would be the oval, Mrs. Neve. Oh, yes, because eggs are oval shaped. That's true, and Mr. Eagle's oviparous, so you know. But no, Mr. Eagle, I'm sorry, there are no ovals in tanagrams. What? No ovals? Well, what about my next favorite shape? And what would your next favorite shape be? Well, Mrs. Neve, my next favorite shape would be the circle, because that's kind of close to an oval. True, but there are no circles in tanagrams. What? No. In fact, all of the shapes in tanagrams have to have corners. Oh, there are no round shapes in tanagrams. There's just not. All right, Mrs. Neve, so what shapes are in tanagrams? Let's have a look. I'm going to move the camera over so you can see this whiteboard here, and we'll find out what shapes are in tanagrams. Okay. Well, there's one that we've known for a long time, and that's the square. Squares are in tanagrams. Oh, yes, I remember. 4 sides the same size. That's right, Mr. Eagle. What else? Well, another old friend is in tanagrams, and that's the triangle. Okay, triangles, 3 sides. Got it. Let's put our triangle right up here. So that's another shape we have in the tanagram puzzles. Again, you can see these have corners. Right, Mrs. Neve. Now, there's one, well, you've probably seen it before. It's this one right here. Diamond shape, Mrs. Neve? Yes, we have called it the diamond shape. Remember, we made diamond-shaped kites? And by the way, I sent your kites home with you. They are so pretty. You'll probably want to hang them up somewhere at home. Let's put our diamond up here because there are diamonds. And, oh, that's not lying down too flat, but is that better? Maybe a little bit. I'll put another piece of tape on it. Now, there's a special math-sounding name, too, for diamonds, and they call them rhombuses. So there's rhombuses and tanagrams, and they've got long skinny rhombuses like this too, or you could call them diamonds. I'll put this diamond right here, and I'll need a second piece of tape for that one, I can see. Okay, now so our rhombuses are there, we've got our triangle, we've got our square. Okay, what else, Mrs. Neve? Another shape called a parallelogram. Ooh, that's a mouthful. I know. Parallelogram. But a parallelogram looks like this. It's kind of like a rectangle that's been slanted over, like they pushed it over a little bit on one side. Parallelogram. It has 4 sides. Whoops, got to get the sticky side down. It has 4 sides, like a rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can see a couple of those sides are kind of slanty. So that's your parallelogram. All right. And technically, your diamonds here, your rhombuses here are parallelograms as well, because I've got the 4 sides like that, and they're slanty looking. Any other shapes in these tanagram puzzles, Mrs. Neve? As a matter of fact, there are. This is one of my favorite ones. I just think they're fun to say. Trapezoid. Trapezoids are in parallelograms. I'm going to put our trapezoid up here. And again, I'll need another piece of tape, but let's get our trapezoid taped down. There we are. Trapezoid. I like that. And a trapezoid also has the 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, but you can see a couple of them are slanting in like that. And it almost looks to me, watch this. I'm going to make a triangle right underneath it. To me, a trapezoid looks like a triangle that has the top cut off. So when I erase this top from the triangle, which is almost like a little triangle off the top, ta-da, it's your trapezoid. So, and trapezoid and triangle both begin with TR. What do you know? Amazing. Anything else, Mrs. Neve? Yes, another fun one. Here it is. And it is called a hexagon. Hexagons have, well, let me put it up here because it'll be easier to see. Hexagons have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 6 sides to the hexagon. Got it, Mrs. Neve. All right, let's put our hexagon up here by the trapezoid. And of course you see these shapes in other things besides tanogram puzzles. For instance, your hexagon there, you see it in the beehive shape too. The beehives, their little individual cells they make are hexagon shaped. We'll talk more about that when we get to our insect unit, which will be coming up in just a week or so. Oh boy, insects, all right. Now, what about these tanogram puzzles, Mrs. Neve? Yes, I've got one right here. Now, this tanogram puzzle is an easier one because they do give you clues as to what shapes will go there. For instance, now with the tail here of our horse, oh yes, I can see it's a horse. You can see that's a square. So you'd find, I have a basket of tanogram shapes here. I dig through there to find a square. Got one. And see if this square is the right size. It is. And so that square would go there in the tanogram puzzle. I think I just made a rhyme. Okay, so now if you're playing with the tanogram puzzle on a table, of course this is easier. You would not have to use sticky stuff, but I have it up on the board, so I'm going to have to use sticky stuff. I'll get my square there. Now, if you have tanogram puzzles at home, have fun. Take them out and play with them this week. But I'll show you another way you can do it too if you don't have the tanogram puzzles at home. Now, looking at this one, I can see here I need a big triangle because there are different sizes of triangles in tanogram puzzles. But let's get a big one. Let's see if this size triangle works. Oh yeah, that works just fine. So I'm going to put my triangle there. Now I can see here I need another big triangle. I think I'll do a yellow one this time. Will that fit? It will. I'm getting the body of my horse together, and hopefully my sticky tack holds up. Oops. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Got that part of the horse. Now I can see there's another triangle they have for me there, which is a little smaller triangle. So let's see if I can find, how about this one? Let's try that one. Oh no, that's too small. I need a bigger triangle. Let's see. How about this one? Ooh, it's like Goldilocks, just right. So let's put this one up there. There we go. Press that down. Now I'm looking at my horse's head, and this looks like our parallelogram, doesn't it? So I think a parallelogram will work there. Let's get one of those. Got one. Is it the right size? It is for my horse's head there. So we'll slap that on there. And do I have it facing the right way? No, that's not quite right, is it? Sometimes you have to take these parallelograms or shapes in your tanogram puzzles and flip them around. Is that going to work? Ooh, no, you know what I need? What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to flip my tanogram over. Sometimes you have to do that, which means, of course, I have to move my sticky tack. But sometimes you do need to flip them over. It's kind of like, do you remember when you made those kite projects for our March bulletin board, and when you were making the diamond-shaped kite out of the 4 right triangles, and sometimes you had to flip the triangles over? It wasn't as easy as it looked. It's the same with tanagrams. Sometimes you have to flip them over. Well, we've got this one almost done. We just need a couple of feet for our horse. Looks like he's gonna rearing up there. That triangle will work. And then I know if I get another one the same size, here's another one, that will work as well. So let's put these last triangles there. Now, as I said, this is one of the easier tanogram puzzles because they give you some clues. They've have the shapes spelled out for you there. Ta-da! There's my horse tanogram puzzle. But sometimes they're not this easy. Let's take a look at another one that's a little bit harder. Take a look at this one. Oh, boy, I'm glad winter is over, although I do like playing in the snow. I know what you mean. Isn't it great with the seasons when you're kind of tired of one, a new one comes along? Amazing how God did that. Isn't he cool? Yeah. Well, let's take a look at our winter scene here of some kids building some snowmen, and well, a snowman and a snow lady by the looks of it. And you can see they don't have the dotted lines showing you what shapes are going to work. So you just have to try them. Now I can tell the head is going to be a hexagon. I can tell that's going to work really easily. So I get one of my hexagons and I put that on there. There's my hexagon. Now I've got to figure out what to do for the rest of my snow girl there. Now I'm kind of thinking, well, if I tried a parallelogram, would that work? How about if I flipped it? You know, it's close, but it doesn't quite work because I've got some space here. And of course, even if I did a little triangle there, I still have this space over here, and I don't have that skinny of rectangle. So my parallelogram is not going to work. Big triangle? Oh, no, that's too big. That's not going to work. Ooh, I've got an idea. Our friend the trapezoid. Let's give that a try. Trapezoid. Ooh, by golly, I like that. Let's go with the trapezoid. I did have to turn it a different way, but my trapezoid is going to work. And I'm going to put that one right there. Now I need something to go here. I wonder if a diamond would work. I'm kind of thinking one of these blue diamonds might just work down there. Let's grab one. Got one right here. Is that going to work? Ooh, yeah, I like that. So I know you can't see because of my fingers, but that's going to work. So now I'll put a blue diamond here. Ah, my rhombus. And now I've got this part to fix, and I'm wondering, will a hexagon work, do you think? If I did a hexagon here, would that work? I could do a hexagon here, and then that leaves me some spaces to fill there. I've got some ideas. I'm going to try the hexagon there. I like this idea. Now, the interesting thing is, too, there's can be more than one way to do these puzzles. Let's put my hexagon in there. And I'm kind of thinking, if I do, whoops, I better move my puzzle's getting a little heavy on the one side. There we go. How about if I do another rhombus there? That will work. So let's put another rhombus there. Whoops, got to slide it in there. Got it. And then I have space down here for one more diamond or rhombus. And that's going to do it. Ta-da! I've got my snow lady filled in. Now, if we were going to take the time to do the snowman, we might be able to find a different way to do the puzzle, because there are different ways. I'm just going to show you a quick idea for the head of the snowman. I need for that a couple of trapezoids. I could have done a trapezoid there and a trapezoid here instead of doing the hexagon. That would have worked, because when I put these two trapezoids together, I basically get a hexagon, don't I? It's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So as you can see, there's more than one way to do these puzzles. Love it, Mrs. Neve. That's so much fun. Can I do one in a little bit? Sure. You know, they're up to all kinds of things when we're not here. Leave the tanogram puzzles out, please. Okay. Now, if you like I mentioned before, if you have tanogram puzzles, great. But what if you don't? There are a couple of places online where you can do some virtual tanogram puzzles. So I'm going to move my computer over this way, get the camera this way, so you can see my other computer. And let's bring this up as close as we can get it to you. And I will be posting these websites too, so Mom and Dad can help you find them. And this is on abc.com. They've got it there, and they've got kids' games on that. And this part is free anyway. And what you do, you go to there, and it's games/tanagrams. I'm going to click onto this arrow here, and it says Tanagrams. I'm going to click onto this arrow down here.
Try to create the shape shown using all 7 pieces provided. Shapes cannot overlap or go outside of the lines.
We saw that in our puzzles. I'm going to click my little arrow again. And they have, these are the different levels you can try. There's easy, there's medium, and there's hard. Now you might want to try the easy ones just to get the hang of it, and then you can move up to the different levels. Now I'm just going to go ahead and click on to level 2 for right now.
Medium.
And then you click, they want you to start at the beginning there, click 1.
Level 2. This level is a little harder. Place the shapes where they fit. Use the dotted lines to help.
Now this is this level 2 one, they've got the dotted lines to help you. And you can see the shapes here. Now in this ABC Tanagram puzzles, they don't have the hexagons, sadly. They don't have the trapezoids. They've got the triangles, they've got the squares, and they do have a parallelogram over here. I don't see any rhombuses, no, the diamonds, but they do have the parallelogram. And what you'll do is you're going to click and drag over the blue shapes to fill in the shapes there. I'm going to sails on the boat here look like triangles to me, so I'm going to drag this over. I get it over the spot I want it, and you see this circle going around here. You can click onto the circle and spin your triangle that's about the way I want it. Then I let go of my mouse there, and now I can drag it down and get my triangle sail in place. There you go. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and try my parallelogram over here for that side of the boat. I'm going to take my parallelogram here, I'm going to get it over the spot I want, and I'm going to move it around. It's kind of like if you're playing with the real parallelograms, how you have to flip them and spin them around to get them to fit. Oh, that looks pretty good. And you just slide it in there. Oh boy, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a square right in here. Take my square over there. I'll spin it to get it the right way I want it. Now I'm going to drag it to get it in place. And so you can have fun doing Tanagram puzzles on this website, abc.com. Now there is another website too I was going to show you, and that is this one right here. And this one is on toytheater.com. And here they've got the Tanagrams here, as you can see. And it's kind of hard to see on, but across the top, let's see if I bring across the top here, that's not going to work. Bring it back down. How about if I bring this over? No, it's just too faint. But across the top here, they've got different puzzles for you to recreate with these shapes. When you go to that website, if you get a chance to, you'll be able to see that. Mom or Dad can help you. Where you are not going to be covering over the shapes like we did with the last one or with my other puzzles. You just have to try to look at the shape and then copy it yourself. Now, interestingly enough, they do have the triangles there. They have the square and the parallelogram, like we saw on the other website that we just looked at. But if you click onto this part over here where it says pattern blocks, if you click onto that, they will give you different pattern blocks on the bottom, and they have it with the hexagon and the trapezoid and you've got your two rhombuses and the square and the triangle, just like I was playing with on my cards that I have. So, and if you do that, they don't have pictures for you to copy or fill in. You just have fun making your own pictures. So you could, I'm going to drag my hexagon up here, and maybe I'll try making a flower. I'll put a, if I put a pair, and I can move it around a little bit, maybe this could be the petal of my flower right there. And I could try putting some more petals on here. And it's always a little harder than it looks. But you get the idea. You're going to experiment. There's a petal to my flower. I'm going to get some more petals here. And just like with the real or the real Tanograms, it is harder than it looks. But you can try making your own pictures with the Tanograms. If you want to get back to the other ones, just hit the Tanogram thing over there, and it will take you back to the other Tanograms. And so there you go. A couple of ways that you can play with Tanograms, even if you don't have your own set at home. Looks like fun, Mrs. Neve. And what were those shapes again? Let's do a quick review. Your Tanogram shapes are, of course, your square, your triangle, the diamonds, also called rhombuses, your parallelogram, the trapezoid, and the hexagon. So, boys and girls, have fun playing with Tanograms this week. I can hardly wait, Mrs. Neve. And boys and girls, we will see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.